what that means is it's going to hurt those countries that are imposed these tariffs. So for Canada and Mexico, they're exporting to the United States account for about 70% and 80% respectively of their total exports. And for European economies, their economies are already struggling. They're so dependent on trade. 20% of their exports go to the United States. So these countries will be harmed by these kinds of tariff war. But of course, the United States is not going to be immune from this. So definitely the US is going to suffer by this tariff, because tariff is, after all, paid by the US consumers by and large. So what that means is that this is going to affect the US's production, because the global supply chain is so intertwined, especially when you think about the three countries that are levying tariffs now on. They account for about 40% of the US trade. So a lot of the goods and services that cross the border are now going to be imposed this extra tax. That is going to disrupt the US's production. And of course, the consumers are going to suffer from this. The PIIE has done many of the calculations, and just by imposing tariffs on these three countries, that would force American households to pay extra $1,200 per year. And so there will be a lot of harm, I think, also inflicted on the U.S. economy. And of course, if this tariff war really triggered the tit for tat and escalation, we can easily go back to the 1930s when we had this tariff war, with the Hart-Hawley sort of act, and that really will going to hurt the U.S. Will hurt the global economy. I think the WTO General Director has sounded a very stern warning to say that if we do see this worldwide tariff war, we're likely to see double digits decline in the global GDP. So I think, again, this is really a very dangerous, I would say, an act on the part of Donald Trump with no really clear end game in sight.